We got some news that the Los Angeles Kings and the Edmonton Oilers have been asking the Montreal Canadiens about Joel Edmundson. I'll be talking about that, plus the recent Habs prospect power rankings and a surprise face cracking the top 5 for the first time. Finally, we got a bit of fun Arber Xhekaj news to cap off this video, so you won't want to miss anything I have to say on this edition of Habs Digest. Hello, bonjour, ahoy, and welcome to today's news edition of Habs Digest. I'm your host, Josh Gosse. Real quick before we get into the video, guys, we're so close to 4,000 subs. If for some reason you haven't hit that subscribe button yet, which is about 70% of you, hit it now. Help us reach that goal. Alright guys, so number one topic today, the Kings and Oilers have been asking about Joel Edmundson. Now, as Habs fans, we know that Joel Edmundson has been on the block for a while. He's a veteran defenseman. I feel like I'm repeating myself every time I talk about him, but Stanley Cup caliber. He won one with St. Louis. He made the finals with the Habs. He's a physical guy whose style of play really works for a team when they hit the playoffs. Plus, he's quite talented and known to be a leader in the locker room. So it's no surprise that we got the Oilers and the Kings talking to Montreal about him. This is from Insider Trading, and Pierre Lebrun said it on the podcast. Of course, the deadline is coming up very soon, in just under a month, March 3rd. One thing that I wanted to note here is that the Habs have been linked to both these teams in other trade offers as well. There was a video we posted a month or two ago saying that the Habs had previous talks and had been inquiring to the Kings about someone like Sean Durzi. Now, I don't think that would be just a one-for-one. I think the Kings maybe would want a little bit more, considering Joel Edmondson's lack of performance this season. But I can see a world where Sean Durzi could be a potential return for Montreal if they go to LA. If LA wants to hold on to him because they have, he's one of their defensemen of the future. Now, they have a lot of defensemen of the future, but he's one of them. I think it could be potential. Maybe they want to hold on to him. Maybe Montreal can get a pick out of LA. But the fact that LA is asking about them and Montreal has had inquiries to LA about some of their prospects before makes me think this could be a reasonable trade destination along with Edmonton. Edmonton's been linked to Montreal with Sean Monahan and Joel Edmundson already. We've heard the name Xavier Bourgault being tossed around, plus some other picks. Yes, Puljujarvi at one point was tossed around as well, so there's a lot of interesting mock trades to be made here. I don't know how much Joel Edmundson would fetch from either of those teams, though don't forget, when Montreal traded with Edmonton not too long ago and we sent Brett Kulak to the to the Edmonton Oilers, we got an AHL level defenseman, and William Lagesson, but we also got a draft pick that turned into Lane Hutson, who we'll be talking about in the next section of this video, but it's interesting. I'm really glad that a lot of teams are inquiring about Habs players, especially someone like Edmundson. So hopefully a trade gets done soon. Like I said, the deadline's coming up very soon, so keep an eye out on this channel for all your Montreal Canadiens trade updates. Topic 2. Unexpected Habs prospect cracks the power ranking top 5. Now, these power rankings are done every week by Marc Dumont over at Montreal Hockey Now. Incredible writer. He writes so many things about the Canadiens, and he recently did his power rankings for Habs prospect, as he does for every week. Now, last week, Riley Kidney was first. This week, it's back to Lane Hutson. To no surprise of anyone, Lane Hutson had a 4-point game. He had a 5-point week. He's been playing phenomenal. Sean Farrell was number 2, another guy lighting it up in the NCAA. Him and Lane Hutson are both top 7 in NCAA scoring. Like, in points per game, sorry. 2 Habs prospects, one a forward, one a defenseman, are both top 7 NCAA in points per game, which is pretty crazy. Third was Riley Kidney, who slid down after that monstrous week with his first week with his new team. But the 4th place person is someone you guys might not expect. Adam Engstrom, the defenseman playing for Rögle in the SHL. He was drafted 92nd overall. He was a 3rd-round pick back in 2022. This season, he's 19 years old, but he had a 2-point week. He has 10 points in 30 games played on a pro team in Sweden so far. And as Mark says, there's always a player in the prospect pool that flies under the radar. This season, that honor belongs to Adam Engstrom. He sneaks into the top 5 for the first time this week. As we can see, he jumped up from 7th to 4th. Not even just top 5, but 4th. You could argue he deserved to be in the top 5 all along. He earned a job in a professional hockey league as a top-pairing defenseman at just 18 years old. Did it with style, showing off his excellent skating and hand-eye coordination on several occasions. And if you guys have been following, if you guys followed, I should say, the World Juniors when they were going on, Adam Engstrom was a guy that a lot of people were watching. People were saying he was controlling the game with Team Sweden like no one really would have expected, and his skating was ultra smooth. On top of that now, in the SHL, a good pro league, he has 5 goals in 30 games as a defenseman, 10 points. This week he had a goal and an assist in just 2 games. he's been really playing well over in Sweden. Like we've said, he's a big-bodied defenseman. He's a smooth skater, and he was somewhat of a leader, even at the young age of 18-19, for that World Junior team. So Adam Engstrom is someone to keep an eye on. I know Montreal has a lot of really interesting defensive prospects. We have the likes of, well, not even prospects, just young defensemen. So we have Arber Xhekaj, Jordan Harris, Justin Barron, Cayden Guhle, Adam Engstrom, Lane Hutson, and there's more that I didn't even mention, right? So it's kind of insane just how many young D-men Montreal has ready to go. Kovacevic, I guess, is another one. So you gotta wonder, some of their other prospects, like Matthias Norlinder, who's kind of playing in the AHL, some of these guys might have to get traded away, but trading away some of the veterans like Joel Edmundson, who's on the back end right now, can maybe create some room in the next year or two. But regardless, I don't know if Engstrom's going to come over next year or anything. Maybe he'll come to the AHL. He might be staying in Sweden for another year, but he's someone that you should keep your eye on. Take a look at his stats. Watch some highlights if you haven't already, because this guy is impressive. Final topic today. A little bit of a fun one at the end of the video. We spoke a bit about Arber Xhekaj in yesterday's video and his funny story with Mark Stahl, but he got a bit of an honor today. Check this out. He made it to the cover of Hockey Le Magazine. Connexion instantanée. Arber Xhekaj, instantanée. Sorry, I said the word wrong. Arber Xhekaj, Connexion instantanée. He is on the cover. I mean, that's a huge honor, right? They have interviews with Anthony Richard and Vincent Desharnais. It's just a really cool thing, right? Xhekaj has been getting, like we said in the last video, this is a guy who was maybe not even expected to make the Montreal roster coming into this season, but since he made the roster, he has been nothing but impressive for the Habs, not only offensively, but defensively, fighting, laying the body, protecting his teammates, and he's been getting some recognition league-wide. People know him, of course, because of his famous nickname, Wi-Fi, which Xhekaj says he's not the biggest fan of, but, people call him that. Chris Weidman gave him the nickname, and it's been catching on around the NHL. That's how other players know him. Mark Stahl said, oh, that Wi-Fi guy held me in the corner. And even on the Spit and Chicklets podcast, as we mentioned, Ryan Whitney, Paul Bissonnette asked Nick Suzuki about Wi-Fi, about Xhekaj, and Suzuki had nothing but great things to say about him. And, of course, in the Habs community, he's sort of a fan favorite, right? Anyone that drops the gloves like that, but can also put the puck in the back of the net as a defenseman and a rookie, the way he's been doing, is going to get all the attention. So we knew, this magazine cover was going to come at some point, and I believe, what is today? February 8th when I'm recording this, so February 9th, tomorrow, those are going to be available. I've seen a lot of people saying they want to get one, get his autograph on it. I mean, that'd be pretty cool, right? Arber Xhekaj finally on the cover of, I assume, his first magazine, so it's a huge honor to him, and just a bit of cool Habs news to top off this video. But that'll do it for this quicker news edition of Habs Digest. If you enjoyed, please comment, subscribe, leave a like on the video. We're so close to 4,000 subscribers. And honestly, we want to hit 5,000 before the end of the season. I've told you guys this before. 5,000 was our goal from early on in the season, and we're getting closer and closer. So hitting that button now really helps us out with our goal. I'm Josh Gosse. We'll catch you in the next video.